I'm here with Mike, who self-built this wonderful traction engine, and he's going to say a little bit more about it.
This is a 4-inch scale traction engine, which means 4 inches on this equals 1 foot on the full size. This is a single cylinder agricultural engine based on a 1926 model built by Charles Burrell. Burrells were based in Norfolk. Some people called them the Rolls-Royce of traction engines. They were a very popular machine with farmers. They were quite small and very versatile. So this would have been used for driving threshing machines and other such farm machinery. And it is basically an old-fashioned tractor. If you look at the design of it, with the large wheels at the back and the small wheels at the front, it very much resembles a modern tractor in its design. The boiler holds about 18 litres of water. It runs at 100 pounds of steam pressure. It burns coal. Some people ask, what does it burn? It does actually burn coal. It runs exactly the same as its full-size counterpart. It runs at the same pressures and the same temperatures as its full-size counterpart. And it goes through all the same annual tests, pressure tests, etc. as its full-size counterpart.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was a bumpy ride. So I built this myself from scratch over a 3-year period, starting in 2014. So I didn't build the boiler because they're covered by regulations and there's a lot of barriers in your way to do it yourself, so they have to be commercially built. But other than that, all the castings you can see, all the fabrication, all the steel work, I machined all that myself in my own workshop. For some of the bigger stuff, for some of the bigger, the flywheel for example, the big gear wheels, I borrowed machines off friends, some bigger machines. One of the machines I borrowed was actually from the Sentinel Steamworks, so it seemed quite appropriate to be building a heritage machine on a heritage piece of machinery. The wheels are fabricated, rolled and welded. The spokes are laser cut, and then you build a jig to get the hub in the centre, and you construct all the spokes around it. On the full size, there's actually if you go online, you can research and you can see how they cast the hub around the spokes, and it's a really clever process how they do it on the full size. But on the miniatures, we construct them on a jig. Fairly similar on the front wheels as well. The tender is a 1/8 of an inch thick steel construction. All has to be protected from the water on the inside to prevent rust. So there's a product called POR 15 on the inside. It's like a silver paint. It looks like silver paint, but it's a very hard protective coating that keeps the rust out. when you're running it, the boiler itself has a corrosion inhibitor in the water. If you look at the water glass, you'll see the water is slightly brown. It doesn't prevent corrosion, but it does keep it to a minimum. Going back to the construction, the cylinder is the biggest casting thing. It's a great big lump, and that has to be machined very accurately. Everything has to be parallel, square, everything has to be to size. And you've got the radius of the saddle of the cylinder that has to fit neatly around the boiler. I borrowed other people's machinery again to that because it is quite a big lump. I did some of it on my own. But the chimney, that was a fabrication that had to be rolled, and you can see there's rivets down the back of it. The smoke box at the front, that's quite a heavy piece of steel, 1/4 inch thick I think that was, and that's rolled round to fit over the top of the boiler.
When did you actually build it?
Over a 3-year period, 2014, and it passed its first steam test 2017.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. If you look on the side of it, it has got its NTET certificate, the same as you'll see on the full size, so that tells you that it's insured and it's passed its steam test.